Okay, it is 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Are you ready to flip that on? We are. Okay, welcome to the June Common Council meeting. So we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Michaela, will you do roll call, please?
Yes. Counselor Hammer?
Here.
Counselor Asbell? Counselor Langdon? Here. Counselor Maston?
Here.
Counselor Nicholson? Here. Counselor Dewey?
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is public petitions and comments. Is there anybody that has something they want to add that is not currently on the agenda? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move into our special requests. So we've got a couple of street closures tonight. And the first one is the Greencastle Music Fest. So Gail?
Good evening. Hello.
So obviously I'm here at the Greencastle Music Fest, and we recently had a meeting, and we're talking about we're running out of space, especially on Saturday. We have the cornhole tournament, and we also have the kids area, and we always have people that want to set up a booth or want me to accommodate a food truck. And I always have to tell them no, because we don't, my person that's in charge of the infrastructure throws a fit when I tell him we've got something else I've got to put in here. So anyway, the committee thought, well, if we could maybe get permission to use this Indiana Street right there between Walnut and Washington Street, we could call it the Marketplace District, and it will be on, give the downtown square more capacity. It'll be creating a need of additional space to safety accommodate vendors and enhance the festival experience. Some of the things we'd like to do is to have a couple food trucks and artisan vendors and festival-related businesses. The economic impact I'm pretty excited about, because I know they have the pop-up in that area next to the CVB, and the local retail merchants are really excited about that, and we're going to definitely promote them. But it will just give the visitor attendants a little bit more engagement and support our local entrepreneurs. And the vendors that we will choose, we will be selected to complement the family-friendly atmosphere. So we're going to be very selective as to who we pick, not to mention it will also generate a little bit of income for the Greencastle Music Fest. Little concerned about, a lot of people crossing the street. I've already contacted the chairman with CERT, and he is going to look into having some volunteers that will help with getting people across the street properly and safely. And so he's going to get back with me on that. But we hope this addition will help accommodate the festival's growth and will also enhance what we're doing downtown. We have a lot of visitors that come downtown, and, our downtown is growing, and we want to make sure we have something for them to do as well. And it will just be during the hours of the actual music fest. So on Friday, August the 21st, it'll be from 3 to 11. We probably won't have the vendors open till 11, but then the same time on Saturday, August 22nd, from 3 to 11. And in addition to that, we're calling this the Marketplace District. We're going to include in our marketing the businesses that are already there. Scoop, S'mores, not Blushing Bows, but Brits, the Brunch Bird. So, we definitely want to recognize them as well. So, any questions?
Well, that's the, go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
was just asking Vince, though, to make sure, so he told me the right way. It's already closed on First Fridays, right? And that works out fine.
Yeah, and there's traffic, there's still 231 stays open and everything else. Will this be a ticketed entry area?
No.
Okay, so this will be available for the general public
It'll
to be able to come and go?
Yes, it'll be part of our downtown Greencastle district, and when you come into the square, that is ticketed.
Right.
But that area is not. And we let people go in and out as long as they have a wristband. And since we're a DORA community, we don't have to necessarily, we have to make sure they're in a DORA cup, but it's not a...
And you let people that are going, like, to Bridges for dinner that evening?
Oh, absolutely.
They can go in without...
Yes, they do not-
paying admission if they're not
Exactly.
planning on staying, if they're just going for
Right,
dinner only.
and, everybody has a wristband, and if they decide to stay, they can buy a ticket, or if we see them having a good time and they don't have a wristband on, one of our volunteers will kindly go up to them and, ask them to go down and get a wristband, so,
Indiana Street's already closed from Franklin to Washington, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has the committee been able to speak to the businesses on that portion of Indiana Street?
No, but we will.
And we've already closed the usual two-block area on the north side and east side of the square
Yeah.
previously, back in the
Yes.
winter.
Yeah, I think I did
Early
that in
spring. Early spring.
February, maybe.
Yeah, late winter.
But honestly, it's just, I have this lady that wants to do cowboy hats, and she makes them, I don't know what she does with them,
It's
but,
popular.
and we don't have room for her trailer inside the music area.
Right.
And, I,
You ought to do a really good business, especially on Friday night.
yeah, for sure. So,
Okay.
I bet I get 3 emails a day for people that want to come and be a vendor. And so I can be very selective, or the committee can be very selective. I'm not the one making all the decisions, but we want to definitely complement what we already have downtown.
Okay.
So,
We've had a lot of requests for street closures. We looked at the calendar to make sure this the 22nd is
Well,
open.
it's related to hers already, so it's good.
Music Fest.
The Music Fest.
the
There's
Greencastle
nothing-
Music Fest, I
There's
already
nothing
have.
else being going on that day other than her event, so
Saturday.
it's all good.
And Friday.
It's
Friday and Saturday, yeah.
first
There's
Friday.
no other events going on then.
Of course, we'll have to notify the merchants in the area that are, especially on Friday, that are open till 5.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and I'm sure you'll take care of that. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very
and
much aware.
I've got a good marketing crew.
Yes.
And they'll get some free publicity.
Well, that's good. I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Glad to hear it's growing. How many years now? You told us
17.
17th year.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, and just a little note, Tad Robinson will be here on Friday night.
Oh, wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
He's excited.
Yeah.
Gail, once you're able to speak with the business owners there, can you let someone from City Hall know to communicate with us? I just want to make sure they're not surprised.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I don't walk off.
Okay, next item is the big event that comes before the music festival, but the Putnam County 4-H Fair Parade. So we got Nancy and Miles.
Tag team tonight.
Hello. We're back again, and you know why we're here.
Yeah.
So first, thanks for letting us be on the agenda. And I do want to give a special thanks to Jason Keeney, Chief Jones, Andrew Rogers, Chief Frank. They do a fabulous job working with us throughout the season to get ready and make our plans for this event. And the mayor, of course, because I think we hit her up starting in January. So, Linda, thank you very much. The parade is going to be Sunday, July the 12th. We are starting at a half hour earlier. It's going to be at 1:30 instead of 2, we find that we're ready, and people are just kind of ready to go. So we're starting in a half hour earlier. So you may notice on here that our request for our street closures is a little earlier than normal. So just so we can accommodate that. This year's theme is celebrating 250 years of America the fair way. We have 83 entries to date, and as Mai has said many a times, we have lots of moving parts in those 83
Over
entries.
250 moving parts.
So you can have a entity, but that entity might have like 4 or 5 or 6 units. For instance, the Tractors Association
22.
will have, we have lots. So it's always a good, well-attended parade by both participants and our fair followers. The route this year, we're happy to be back to East Washington Street. We're actually very, very happy. We don't have any construction to date to really move around, so we're happy about that. So we will be at the high school, middle school for our staging. That's one of our staging areas in addition to Roban Park, in addition to Wood that we need, and East Washington Street from Percy to Wood. The route is going to be East Washington, so it'll start at the Dairy Castle. We all know it by, right, the point. It's going to come here to Locust, and then we want to go south through DePaul College. Found over the last couple of years with the need to do a reroute that that's a very popular area. You know, it's calm. It's we don't have to worry about Franklin Street, which is kind of heavily traveled, and the Courthouse Square. It just kind of frees up, and it kind of makes the return route a lot safer. But there's a lot of lawn area over around the DePaul campus, so the plan is to go East Washington, here to Locust, head south on Locust, and at Hannah, that's where it will stop. The nice thing about that, people can go to the west to depart to Jackson Street to go back wherever they need, or they can go to the left and they can get back on 231. Really nice part about that is there's lots of good areas for people to meet up with their people who need to get off of a wagon or a truck, because you've got Blackstock, you've got all those parking lots there, and it doesn't really need to be any longer than that. It's just really kind of perfect. So that is the planned route. The reviewing stand is planned to be on DePaul's campus, and our very special Bryce LeBlanc is here tonight, who is one of our most exciting and fun MCs. He and Mike Balka will be doing the announcing from that tent. We do have our approval from NDOT. There's a variety of things that we have to do with them to prepare for that. And our request to them is that we close and reroute 231 from 12 o'clock to 4:30. And that has been approved. So with that, we will also be closing Bloomington Street because of the obvious. I've attached this page right here that kind of outlines along the route there are a number of intersections that need to be blocked off. And Rogers has looked over this with me, and he is perfectly comfortable with all these intersections that need to be blocked for the day of the parade and the route. And you'll notice I've actually listed the streets that are going to be closed for the route. And then we're asking for no parking on both sides, just to be clear, on Percy, on Washington from Percy to College, and Washington, on both sides of Locust from Washington to Hannah, and then on both sides of Hannah. One of the things we're going to do, the plan of the closure, is to have it closed from Percy to College. And the reason we went to College is because College is a good major thoroughfare. I mean, we've got to have it closed here at Locust, right? It didn't make sense to us to have people come down to Spring Street, and if we could just stop it at College, then that allows people to travel really well.
College will remain open?
Yes, College will remain open. That's the north-south exit.
It's just that you can't pass College.
Right.
You can go north and south at College.
Or west.
Yes, but you just can't come this way.
Okay.
We didn't want to bring them down in this far, safety feature, and then have somebody get this far and realize, wait a minute, we're going no further. I mean, you've got people making U-turns and backing and forwarding and all of that. So College lended itself very well to us to be able to allow those folks to have that north-south exit an entry and still not jeopardize the safety of event goers in the event as well. So it allows them to be able to access everything that they would have accessed if they'd have come on down to Locust Street.
Where's Bloomington Street closed?
Bloomington Street is going to be closed because the parade.
No, where does it close?
Just from here to 240.
All the way to 240?
Yes,
That's
sir.
actually
Yes,
where
yes.
it's-
And part of that reason too, David, is because Tennessee is on our list to be closed. Because the park is a staging area, Wood Street's a staging area. So at 12 o'clock, we will have that
That's
shut
the
down.
natural place to close it. It's a
Yes.
lot easier to
Yes,
navigate it than
yes.
somewhere.
Yes, and it's been our typical, every year, it's been a very common area to close. So there shouldn't be a lot of difference. The only real difference, I think, this year is going to be from here to college.
Okay.
And I do notice on here, I'll just say, down here in this area on the street closures, so you've got East Washington, Percy to College, Indianapolis Road. We need that little area. We call it the chute. And it's where we put fire trucks or Queens. I mean, we just got a group of people that we put in there. Because all of our big rigs end up being on Washington Street. And then Locust Street. So just kind of FYI, that part of Indianapolis Road. And, by the way, we are notifying all the homeowners in the area. Thanks to the city for helping us out with a mailing list. Thank you very much. We are, rather than going door to door, it's just been a lot simpler because there's a lot of people to notify. So we notify them, we let them know, don't forget, there's a parade, July 12th. It's going to start at 12:30. And oh, by the way, you're going to have limited access. Oh, by the way, law enforcement, Chief Jones is working with us and providing manpower to help us keep those areas free and clear. And people that live in those areas just need to bring their driver's license with them. You know, we want to make sure people can get home if we've closed it, if they've been out. So we'll be notifying them. And then last but not least, cleanup. We know how important that is. Thanks to Custom Detail, James Coy. Thanks to Jared Grable. They have done that for the last many years. They bring their own street sweepers. They charge absolutely nothing. They just do it out of the kindness of their heart. And they are able to expedite that very, very quickly because Chief Jones' group officer will be behind us trying to keep us, so we know we need to get the roads open ASAP. Obviously, if we can get it open before 4:30, we will. What we like to say, let's go from 12 to 4:30, and we appreciate your support. And there will be trash containers, thanks to Dolls, who are donating trash containers that will be placed along the route, and thanks to the Putnam County Sheriff's Department, they will be putting them out and collecting them. So we have a lot of people involved in helping us put this on. It's not just our committee.
CERT is also, we met with them on Monday evening, and they are excited to be able to be a part of the event as they have been in the years past. So they're an additional man force as far as security, helping us with street closures, manning, and keeping fire lanes available if should we need something, as well as they've offered cooling stations and extra places along the route with water, just in case we happen to turn off and have this balmy, lovely 110-degree weather. So, we're real excited to work with them, and they're providing us radios with earpieces to be able to talk with each other so that we're not having to run different people and tag team things like that. Very excited about some of the entries. You're going to start to see some things from, I'm dating myself, but from days gone by in regard to, we do have mounted horses this year. We do have 2 bands. I'm working on the other 2. I'm 50%, and it's taken us 3 years to get the 2 in here. So we really appreciate those guys coming back. They will be full marching bands. Got our first Shriner signed up this week. First Shriners unit signed up this week. Working on some Corvettes and different things that we've seen. But we're very excited about what we have, and the folks that sign up and are participating, this is one of their favorite events of the year. It's a nice way for them to see the community and the community to be able to see them as well. As of last count, we have, I think, 15 actual float event entries that are going to be judged. And you will see that as a difference this year in that we are doing a number of awards as opposed to just first and second. We will be doing the Mayor's Choice, the President's Choice, the Queen's Choice, and an overall best theme. So it's kind of a fun draw for those folks who put the time and effort in to doing that, as well as the V-Dubs are returning. The Volkswagen crew brigade is returning as well this year and will be at the end like they always do. So we're looking forward to their return as well, and we have a number of new folks that we've not had before, so it'll be kind of a fun time for everybody. Any questions that we can answer for you?
No, I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Nancy, did you say people were going to fall off the wagon down at the reviewing stand?
Okay. Next item on the agenda is Family Support Services Backyard Run.
Hello, I am Amanda Downing, and I am with Family Support Services. I am the Community Education Coordinator for our agency, and we are wanting to do a resource fair and a community endurance run. There's lots of 5Ks in the area, so we're doing something different this time. So basically what it is a 1 mile track, which you guys should have a copy of that, correct? And what they will do is they will have an hour time to see how many laps they can do of that mile in an hour, and then also in 4 hours. So they will just run around, and we'll have some fun awards going on as well with that. The children will be able to participate for free. There will be a donation that we request to do the race. There's going to be multiple vendors there, food trucks, other nonprofits in the area, and other people that can come and do a booth in our backyard. And then we're also going to have a cornhole tournament as well. So that's something fun, too, to get everybody involved in. If there's some that don't want to run, there's still options for them to have some fun and hang out. And we'll also have a bounce house as well. But we are wanting to see if we could get this Crown Street in front of our office from Elm to Apple closed off right there, just so that we can have food vendors and the start and the finish of the race, and just have some other booths and people out there. Now, as far as the track goes, it is a track to be able to do it on the sidewalk and only some street running. But we will have some volunteers standing at like the street corners with signs and saying, hey, go this way, or if we need to stop traffic, we have those available as well, as an option too, for everybody to be safe.
That's so nice.
Okay.
I love the idea. I would, you mentioned, I would emphasize on the corner of Crown and Berry. I run there often, and cars come whipping around Crown,
Yes.
so like put extra emphasis on that corner.
Okay.
But I love the idea. I hope to participate.
Yes, we hope you do too.
So you're only wanting to close Crown Street from Elm to Apple, but the route, like, does go down to Berry Street, which is kind of risky.
Yeah, it's just like on the sidewalks.
Okay. How many people do you have any projection as to how many will be participating in the run?
We're hoping for over 100, just from who we have partnered with and getting our agency out there and getting partners that we are working with to do this. So we're hoping to pull a lot more people through.
So can you tell me what kinds of
very
resources you'll have there? Will you have like mental health vendors there?
Yes, we'll have
and
mental
things
health
like that?
vendors there. Beyond Homeless will probably be there again, just other nonprofits in the community that we've partnered with, and just to get their resources out there for the people as well.
What a great idea.
September 26th.
Yeah.
Is that a Saturday?
Yes.
I hope you're back next year for a second annual, so.
Oh, yes, we plan to be.
So I'll make a motion that we allow the street closure for from Elm to Apple on Crown Street for September 26th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., or no, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yes.
I'll second.
You don't already have one.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Amanda.
Okay, I believe you had the, all the department heads' reports in your packet. Is there anything, any questions you have for any of them? I think, most of them are here tonight.
I'm sure Jason probably has quite a bit to say about the, no, nothing.
Well, from doing the deposits, I think pool attendance has been exceptional this year. I think this extremely hot weather has been helpful. And we've seen a lot of Clay County residents as well with Brazil's pool closing. So I'm just glad that we can offer that, and we've had really good turnout from my end that I've seen.
Okay.
I don't think the weather has anything to do with it. I think it's all management.
I can't disagree with that.
And we're within maybe a couple of weeks of having Emerald Palace open, maybe 3. Okay. All right.
Nice.
Great. Great to hear.
It is good.
Close. I'm so excited.
Anything, anybody else? Anybody else? All the departments are really busy mowing and working on streets and patrolling and all the things they do every day. So they're busy folks. It's a busy time of year.
Yep.
Okay, if not, I'll go ahead and give my report for the day. So first of all, I want to comment on something that's been very happy for us here at City Hall, and that's the painting of our fire hydrants. I want to, first of all, thank Black Lumber Company, who donated several gallons, lots of gallons of Rust-Oleum Professional paint that we paint on our fire hydrants, and brushes and buckets and, all kinds of things to do that. But we've had, gosh, I don't know how many hydrants painted, but we actually have all of our buckets out in the community. What we do is we put a bucket together for everybody. It has all the paints, gloves, brushes, everything together. They pick it up here at City Hall. A lot of times they show us kind of what they're going to do, and then they pick their hydrant. Aubrey's got a nice spreadsheet, so we don't have a fight at a hydrant because more than one person wants to do the hydrant. But so anyways, we have that, and gosh, the first day we had them, all 10 buckets disappeared, and we had a line coming up down the steps at one time of all the people coming in to pick up their buckets. I think right now we have a wait list of 30 people, but tomorrow we're supposed to get more paint and put together more buckets, so maybe we can kind of reduce that. But people have been great. They've done them. They bring their buckets back. We refill them with paint, and then we send the buckets out again. So they're starting to pop up all over town. They're all a little different and unique, and they look great. So thank you, community, for doing this project here to kind of celebrate the 250th. I think many of you know that the same type of project was done by about 5, 6, 10 women here in the community in '76, and I was very young then, along with our city attorney and some other folks here at the table. We all remember those, of how you'd get in the car, drive around, and look at all the cool little hydrants. So, no, some of you weren't even here. So, anyways, but really good. And I think most of those ladies are no longer with us, but they would be thrilled to see that we're doing it again. So, the thing I've noticed though is one thing that's changed in 50 years is how vibrant the paint is now compared to what it was 50 years ago. It's, bright and shiny and all that. So anyways, some other things that are going to be happening in the city is we're going to have bid opening on 16th for our sidewalks with a final completion sometime around October 30th. Now, of course, a lot of times the sidewalk people get in here and get out, but they have until October 30th to get that done. We've got a lot of different areas all over town. Some of them we're putting in new strip, new areas. Some of them are just spot repairs. Some of them we will finally have a complete set of sidewalks from Washington Street all the way to the entrance of the walkable park on Arlington Street. So there'll be sidewalk all the way through there. So excited about that happening. We are going to have city street bids. We had our pre-bid meeting today. Bid opening here will be in a couple of weeks with the completion for the street project for September 30th. We're basically looking at a couple of areas to do. One of them is, and we just hope the bids come in and we have enough money to do it, but Shadow Lawn from College to Arlington, so all of that street. And then Jackson Street, the horrible intersection there, from basically Poplar to Washington. So those are the two areas for our city street bid this year. Street department's been hitting some of the other areas. I think in a couple weeks they're are you having the paver come, small paver come and all that? So they're gonna do some more work around the city. Then the other big event we have is Community Crossings, which Reith Riley was awarded that contract. That's about a $1.2 million project where they're gonna be working on Percy Julian. I don't anticipate it in really hurting the fair parade down there because they're going to be on Percy. I don't think they send anybody up Percy. They hopefully will be done by the parade in that area and be working on Indianapolis Road. But it also has a fall completion date to it too. So we're excited about that starting. And then July 4th is coming quickly, and I know the park has all kinds of events planned for there that start at about 7 o'clock in the morning and go all the way until the fireworks that evening. Let's hope we don't have rain, and maybe if it's not 110 in the shade. But we have a whole day of events, and I think a few of you have signed up to serve ice cream at the social event. So I will be actually sending out the whole sign-up list, and if any of you guys can do another hour or two someplace, that'd be great. So anyways, that's all I have. Anybody have any questions right off?
I'm just representing the neighborhood, but is Ridge going to be on any of those fixes this summer?
Are you doing some work over on Ridge? Huh? Okay.
I will let the neighbors know.
Yeah. We didn't have a huge amount in the budget to do, and I don't know if anybody's been up and down Shadow Lawn lately, but it's not great. So it's a main thoroughfare through town, so.
Yeah.
But they are able to do a lot of patches and works to try to make things better.
And it looks like it was patched out by the Pizza Hut, Taco Bell.
Yeah, where that bad dip was.
Yeah.
And then it will get permanently fixed.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Michaela.
You all left out. We received our invoice from Heavy Trash Day. So we know how much was recycled, how much trash was that day, and you wouldn't believe the number of flat screens, but you lucked out because I left the paperwork upstairs. I won't drag it out. I won't bring it back up next year. If you want to know the numbers, come talk to me.
It's just deferred until next month.
Yeah. And then in July, I can tell you the numbers. In August, we'll have the fall one.
The fall announcement.
And it's just going to be a year-long thing.
Yeah.
Every day will be heavy trash.
Yes. That's really all I have tonight.
Mark, would you like to start for us tonight?
Sure. What is I believe we have to have the trail on the south side between, yes.
It's running on schedule.
Okay, because
there's
a little bit of activity, but not much, and it has to be done this year, is that right?
Yeah, it'll be done. They're good with the.
Some of you don't see because it's over the hill.
Yeah, a lot of you're not seeing because they're working down over the hill.
Okay.
So you just don't see them, but they're out there working.
Okay.
Come from the bowling alley and peek over, have someone else drive and peek over.
Yeah.
And you can see they have a whole
Someone else
gravel,
drive.
whole gravel section already laid out.
You got to pull off to the side of the road.
So there's.
Show some more.
Yeah, it's looking good.
So the areas where they're down in the valleys, they tell me that is the longest work they have to do. But boy, once they get up kind of along the road, they'll just be clipped better along. Because they've had to put in a lot of storm drain and things down there, so.
Okay.
Wet through there, so
down there.
Yeah.
they've been putting in culvert type things and, but the report from them is they are totally on schedule and they're, not a problem.
Good, great to hear, okay. Also, what about, do we have anything to report on the trail to go from Indianapolis Road back to the Y?
Oh, I do. So we are beginning the discussions. Actually, I had a meeting with NDOT this week because when we do that construction, we are also going to make major improvements to that intersection. And so we have to know where we're putting in turn lanes to determine how far over we need to put in the trail. So that is all in the works. Redevelopment will approve all of the engineering for that project when we have our next redevelopment month, hopefully at the end of this month. So it will be starting soon, but we don't want to engineer a trail and put a trail in and then realize we didn't make enough room for all the turn lanes to go in. So it is kind of one package.
Okay.
And I will just tell you, in our discussions with NDOT, we are also talking about how to put a crosswalk across 240 to connect the two trails.
Great.
Okay, so it's more than just putting the lines up there. Yeah, so it's working on the trailhead, planning for future development, getting the sidewalk put in, and all the turn lanes. And there is so much that goes involved in that, because you got to make sure you got a long enough left turn lane and all of that. So and of course, it's an NDOT highway. We had a very long meeting with them yesterday. And while I had NDOT on the phone, I'm just going to bring it up. While I had NDOT on the phone, I expressed my concern with what should be a crosswalk at Franklin and Jackson by in the corner of close to Almost Home and the old Banner Graphic, that we have, since they've taken all the center crosswalks out, there's so much more walk through there. It is not a great safe place. So I've asked them to evaluate that, whether it needs crosswalks, whether it needs something similar to the crosswalk apparatus that's down by Vince, if it needs to be some sort of light. So they said, oh, so they will be getting back with me as to what a solution. They will, like everything, they will have to probably do a traffic study there, but I do want to make it aware that I have talked to them about that being now a dangerous area. And they were very receptive to taking a look at it, so.
I'm sure that there's more than enough traffic. Whether they do a study or not, I'm sure that it's going to prove there's plenty of traffic.
Well, it was a couple of the engineers live here close to, that were on the call with me, and they're like, oh my gosh, Greencastle has new restaurants, have more businesses, have First Fridays, they have a lot of events going on, and they said, and then we talked about, well, you planned it to where everybody doesn't cross in the middle, that you've put them to the crosswalks.
The corners, yeah.
And so now people are trying to use them. So
Okay.
anyway, so that is also in the works.
Okay, all right. And lastly, I just also wanted to personally thank Aubrey for her efforts on the fire hydrant and everything else. And her,
amazing.
And just getting out there and doing a few samples, and they look really good.
Yep.
And the paint colors are very vibrant. So
Yep.
anyway, it was great to hear when I was up here the other day that she had a waiting list. And you already commented on that, so I won't belabor the point, but I personally wanted to thank her on that too.
Well, they do look nice, and, they needed to be painted. So,
Yeah. Do they take some sort of a brush and get all the loose paint? And
we send them with a wire brush and
Okay,
everything.
all right,
and
good.
There's a sheet in there that explains exactly what needs to be done.
all the preparation work and everything
Prep
else?
and everything,
Yeah.
so
All right.
it's pretty well
All right.
a fine running machine right now.
Okay.
You're
All
doing
right.
good things, Mayor. Keep up the good work. I just wanted to, I think this is my 36th year in education, and for a lot of those years, I worked with Heather Canwine. And I remember her first year teaching, and, she's going to be missed. And I didn't think I would get emotional, but here I go. But I just wanted to send love out to McKinley and Mabry and Micah and Robert. Good people. She's a great teacher. We'll miss her.
Thank you,
That's all I
Kathy.
got.
Stacy.
Okay, just one quick thing. On May 21st, the
council met to do school board interviews. We had 2 wonderful qualified candidates, and a decision was made to reappoint Megan Inman to a term. And next month, Catherine Dory and Megan Inman should be coming to give the council an update on the 2026 spring year and fall year coming up. So we have that to look forward to next month.
Yeah.
For you. It's an insidious disease, what she had.
Yeah.
And fortunately, there are great strides being made.
Yeah, there are.
So it's very close.
I know.
And,
Yep.
you know, she was typical in terms of how long she lasted.
Yeah.
We have another one around here who is atypical.
I know.
She's made it 27 months.
She's doing amazing.
Yep.
So it takes a lot.
Yeah.
Real briefly, we had 3 fairly material issues this morning in tech review. Spire, was that preliminary plat? You weren't here, I don't think. Was it preliminary plat? I get, all the GAB work, you know, you kind of get passed by. So, on the attached buildings, the lot line is going to be along the party wall, we used to call them condominiums. We don't have that here, you know, except in the central business district, where all the buildings are attached. So anywhere else, they're condominium types of ownership. Then we we discussed the Jones School property. The county engineers, whosoever, determined that they want to split the 4.05 acres into 2 parcels. In a way, that's good, because in that north 1 acre is what they basically have surveyed off, makes an ideal neighborhood park, if we can ever come to an agreement with it. But it's also going to create some development issues in the near term that we're just going to have to think about when it comes to planning commission. So, and then finally, we discussed Seminary Square, got a few more things nailed down on that, and didn't have anything really to approve other than just getting some things in order so that they can stay on their schedule. And it looks like everything's going pretty well. So those are all 3, you know, kind of important things that are going on and becoming at us here in the next 3 or so years, because Seminary Square is not going to happen overnight. So anyhow, it's a pretty good meeting. That's all.
Tina?
I just have a question.
Okay.
I don't really have a comment. Who takes care of the grass on 240 and Veterans Highway?
That is our friends at NDOT. So,
Well,
They will-
I just wanted a confirmation.
yeah, it is NDOT.
Making sure that I didn't give wrong information.
Right. No, you gave correct information.
Just 240 is the state's veterans hours.
But.
It's
well,
right there.
Ours is good.
Yeah.
It's just right there at the corner. That was the easiest to.
We have had meetings with them to discuss, because they are most of the time in violation of our city ordinance. Basically, the option was we can mow it ourselves and take care of it for them, or they will continue to mow it twice a year.
Well, it's given people a surprise. If you're pulling into Walmart, I pass it all the time because obviously I live right there. It's giving people a surprise when you are on the pathway, a bike or whatever. You can't see them until they're right there. So I watched a little guy on a scooter. He got off of the sidewalk and went on. He's fine on the road. Nobody's gonna. And he avoided that area and then got back on. So I didn't know. I mean, I think the pathway's open, so I don't know if maybe he had a scare and that's why he did it. But it's kind of blocking. You can't see pedestrians at all.
Let's see, Blaine was on that call with me, Scott was on that call, and it is twice a year. But city, knock yourself out if you want to mow it.
And as soon as we mow it and we damage something, we're going to be responsible.
Right.
Yep. Yep, so anyways, but I just wanted to let you know, we have talked to NDOT about that.
Yeah, Tina, whenever I ride my bike there in that U area, I just start ringing my bell.
Yep, same.
Yeah,
Because I don't know what's around the corner there, but yeah, slow down and everything else, but, you know.
And people don't watch.
nope.
Just fly right there.
Yeah.
While I look around to see what the bell's ringing, I'm going to run over. People are mowing twice a week right now,
Yeah,
not twice a year.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Tina? Okay, Vince?
Just one quick thing. You're not boring. Perfect. Over the last couple months, I've met with some downtown business owners and some mobile vendors about enhancements to our city code for mobile vending. So the group I've met with, it was 2 brick and mortar downtown businesses, 2 mobile vendors who operate in the city already. And we've put together some thoughts that I'm going to be sharing with Lori as soon as I catch up with my email. Once Lori confirms that nothing we're talking about is illegal or impossible to do, I'm happy to share that with everyone and anyone who wants to participate and open it up to more business owners, and eventually, hopefully, make some tweaks to city code to show that we're open for business and entrepreneurship, but also make sure we're protecting our brick and mortar businesses so they're not being undercut. So it's been really fun to work with. Surprisingly, both sides didn't really disagree on much or anything really. And oftentimes the mobile vendors were suggesting things to protect brick and mortar businesses. So I think what we have is really good, but obviously send that to Lori to make sure what we're talking about is legit, and then pass it on to everyone. Hopefully sometime this year, see it up here for discussion and a vote.
I need to send you a copy of our itinerant merchants.
Yeah,
You guys have
absolutely.
what we already have
Perfect.
on the books, because we're kind of going it by that.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it for years. And I've drafted actually some ordinances in the past that didn't get moved on. So, yeah, I look forward to that. I think that's what
Hopefully,
we need to do.
hopefully by tomorrow I'll be able to give it to you.
Oh, no, I won't.
Oh, perfect. Next week.
Yeah, so as this day and age, so that's great. We're moving forward with that because it seems like we've got more and more folks that are interested in food trucks and trailers and things like that. So, yeah, that'll be exciting to see that come forward. So, good job. Good deal.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Vince?
No, that's it.
Okay. Okay, next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. We have 2 sets, May 14th, and then our special session on May 21st, which was school board. So I would entertain a motion unless anybody has anything they want to
I'll
share.
make a motion to approve both sets of minutes.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for both sets of minutes. All in favor, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Anybody need to abstain?
No, but I wasn't there for the second
I
one.
was going to say.
It's all right, you can still vote for them. Doesn't matter. Okay, approval of claims. Mark?
Okay. We've got,
Hey, before you start,
yes,
there's a claim in there for a Jason Canny.
yeah.
Not Keeney, Canny.
Oh, is it? Don't pay him.
We're not going to pay him.
We'll double check to make sure that's right. So you can
Yeah. I didn't catch that, so thank you for.
Department head, you're free to go. I'm sorry.
Proves I read the
Sorry.
claim.
You guys can always leave after department head things. Unless you have something else on the agenda. I'm sorry, I got carried away.
Yep.
They're not surprised.
Is Rob here?
Rob is not here, but Derek's here.
Okay, all right, I was looking back there. So we got a lot of claims on the fire, so you might want to just hang around just for a few more minutes, if you, in case there's any discussion or questions, okay, that might come up. So on the direct payables, we have $936,031.06. And so we have to American Structure Point, both February and April 26 for the comprehensive plan at total $75.90. Banning for Alwyn Pond Road for April and May, the total $16,082.40. Got our usual removal of the pool filter, and we've got annual remote software support and hardware replacement to BIS systems or business information systems. 821864. Of the card services, I they total almost $6,300. The notes I made, the park had $13,1858 in there, which was a lot of just startup expenses and what have you. We had downtown planners for $319.40, various trainings for $906, and some annual fees for $445. Did not see anything other than that. Those are not unusual either, but didn't see anything to question there at all. Our usual utilities and trash collections and fuel for May for $11,382.46 to Keystone. Principal and interest on the 2019 park bond for $54,075, of which $40,000 of that is principal. And the fire truck, the biggest part of that $936,000 was a fire truck for $742,613.17 to Stuffin. I hope I say that correctly. Sutphin, not Stuffin, Sutphin. Okay, thank you, Derek. And we also had $2,200 to Etica Group for the DPW garage study. So those are the highlights of the $936,000. On regular payables, they only totaled $114,040.93. And of that, we've got, here's where we get a lot of fire stuff going on this month. So replacement of a bathroom exhaust fan for $2,229 to A.A. Huber, 5 hazmat suits for $2,304 to All Safe Industries, all annual blood work to Ascension St. Vincent for $2,920 for the fire department as well. Replace the garage door, but I'm not picking on it, just there's a lot there. So replace the garage door opener to Dalco overhead door for $2,300. We had 5 is that scuba or SCBA face pieces and I think also LED flashlights for $3,297. And getting away from the fire department, here we got our Fishbeck for May for $20,720.46, which is higher than normal, but I think we got a lot going on.
We do.
And then we've got a lot of mowing for Green Street. The totals for April and May, the total is about $7,000. And we also have Gorham mowing. Gorham takes care of our problem lots, and that's $475 for May. Green Street takes care of the annual or monthly public areas and stuff like that that they have under contract for. The clerk treasurer sent 3 of their employees for training for $1,500. JTN Services are back to the fire department for service of the Kubota for $242.45. And can't read my writing. Car number 2 control cabinet command cabinet for $3,500. Also to M&F Mobile for $3,572 for 4 pumps tested at $350 a piece. Engine number 2 repair for $1,750, just shy of that, and a coolant tank on T7 for $423. Also Motorola Solutions for mobile radio for the new fire truck for $6,125. And I'll just stop there. That was pretty much, there was a mouthful there, but I wanted somebody, I'm glad you hung around just in case there's any question, because a lot of fire stuff, and a lot of it's just probably
Should
ordinary.
be on the money soon.
But anyway, just, I'm sorry, the payroll was $624,366.19, and pensions for $18,098.12, for a grand total of $1,692,536.30.
I have a question on Fishback. Was that all contract work, or is that some design
Well,
work as well?
there's been a lot of bids put together, all of the streets and sidewalks and all of that.
That was basically all Jeff's time?
No, actually, they have been, there's just a lot of different time on that. I mean, not all of it's Jeff, it's Kristen's been doing like a lot with the street stuff. There was community crossing stuff with Jeff. There was,
Another gentleman that was helping out.
yeah, there was some, on the sidewalks, it was one of their other lower paid guys. So it's just a whole assortment
Okay.
of people.
'Cause
It
that's a
wasn't
lot
just
more
all
than our
Jeff.
Typical monthly.
Then there was,
It's
you know,
about 4 times what it normally is, I think.
text, no, I mean, because the rates are higher, so.
Yeah, they're usually around $8,000 a month, I think,
And-
just for contract, for Jeff's contract.
And I will tell you that our new city engineer will be starting June 29th.
Nice.
All right.
June 29th.
Weeks now.
Weeks.
Okay. So I would make a motion for approval of the claims as reported, but if anybody has any questions?
We got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody have to abstain?
Abstain.
Okay. And there was no nays, right? Okay. Okay, Mark will start those around. Okay. Well, we do have a little bit of old business. Ordinance 2026-02, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Greencastle, Indiana, annexing territory to the city of Greencastle, placing the same within the corporation boundaries thereof, and making the same within the corporation boundaries thereof, and making the same a part of the city of Greencastle. Second reading. Whew, that was a mouthful. But
Let's
anyways,
get busy on the rest of it.
so
We
any,
got 6 more pages, I mean.
so anyways, this is second reading, and so if there's any questions, or I will entertain a motion. I think she included, you know, the information that we had in there before, so. Nobody reached out to me this month for any additional information or questions, so anyways.
I assume no changes with the project or
Nope, no
potential
changes,
project?
nothing, nope.
I'd make a motion to approve on second reading.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Or abstain? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. Michaela, you have the signature copies?
Yes.
New business, we have our
Can Derek-
annual.
Can Derek take off?
Yeah, Derek, you can be gone.
Okay. All right. Thanks for staying.
He's invested. Now, you're invested in this, right?
Yeah.
So, Kristen Clary is here to, we have our annual resolutions that we have to approve based on abatements that we have given a few of our companies over the years here. And so basically, I think I will tell that everybody sent in all their appropriate paperwork, and they've been reviewed the CF1 forms and copies, and have been found in compliance with everything, correct?
Correct.
So I don't know if anybody has any questions for Kristen about these companies. When I go through each one of them, I'm going to read off their, you know, what we've given abatement for in the years, but I'm not going to go through and read everything because it's all the same, but.
Just real quickly before we get started, thank you, Linda. We have had just one minor change. Ascena, now known as Knitwell, has rolled off. They actually did have 1 year left on their abatement. They chose not to file. That was their own choice. So they have chosen not to, and that you're going to see that sometimes I give totals at the bottom, and I give that to Eric, and he reports that. Our totals are going to be lower because of that, because they're employing, right now, they have 1,156 people there. So, I mean, now that's not what they would have reported last year. So last year, they reported a number of 614. So, but nonetheless, it still shows that all that information is rolling off. I mean, we won't address that one tonight, but we have 4 companies, and then we have two residential tax abatements.
Is there ever like a specific reason why someone would let it roll off, or just the paperwork wasn't worth it?
Yes.
Okay. It's not specific to them. I'm just curious, like why on the last year?
And Knitwell is just it's kind of a unique being because there's an investment firm that owns the building.
All right.
And then Knitwell is the company that owns the
operations inside the building. And so Stacy Gannon is their CPA, and we had this long conversation last year, and so they just said, this is our last year for filing. We've got 1 year left, but we're trying to merge operations. So that was a unique one. Every other company in our community, I think, is owned and operated by the same company. So that was just unique. So, but...
And it would have been getting towards the end.
I mean, they
So
had
there
5%
wasn't-
left. I mean, so it was, it was very
low.
much,
Yeah.
very minor, but every little bit helps sometimes, but sometimes not.
I get it, though. The other day, I was filling out a rebate form for $5, and it took me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I said, what am I doing?
Right.
I'm not even done.
Exactly.
It's going to take me another 30 minutes? What's the point?
So you made $10 an hour then?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the difference between the current number of employees and the number of additional employees?
So the current number of employees is going to be what they actually have working in their facility. Oftentimes, it is not as of May 15th, it's as of December 31st, depending on how they run their reports, we allow for that. And then the additional are on their SB1. In order to start an abatement, you have to file a statement of benefits, and they claim that we have this amount of employees and we plan on employing this many more. And so oftentimes their current number is going to go over that. So for Chiota, for example, their most recent tax abatement, they said they were going to have 260 retained and 61 added, so that would be 321, and currently they're at 415. So they go above and beyond. At Crown, this is an anomaly. For their 2023, that's when they purchased IAC, they were at 860, and they were going to employ another 200. Currently, they're at 991. They've employed 130 of those. They are just right now, they're in a pause position because they keep getting new equipment in from Ohio. They will ramp up hiring again. It's just that they've paused, and we give them that leeway in order to ramp up, but they've still employed much more, and they're more than hitting their personnel, their salary cap for the year. Heartland, they said they were at 330, they weren't going to employ anymore, and currently they're at 520. So they're above and beyond it. And then with Phoenix, they were at 127, they weren't going to employ anymore, and they're now at 131. Last year, Phoenix was at 161, they were doing a special thing. They've gone back down to 131, but their salary cap, $8,619,000 at 131, they were only at 7,984 at 161. So even though they've got less people, they're working more, and so they're being paid more. So we meet with all of our companies, and we have conversations with, okay, so you don't have as many, but what's going on here? And so that's why we create this graph, so that we can make sure that that they are either hitting compliance or they're in the process of hitting it. But again, like Crown, they knew it was going to take over 2 years because they're moving a ton of equipment over from Ohio. So that's why. So we've got SB1 real, we're going to add this, and now today, what are you employing? And all of them except for Crown hit their numbers, and Crown will be hitting them. We're just at a lag right now.
And then let's go to Crown.
Okay.
Well, the resolution is 2023-6 and 2023-7. And I don't quibble with any of their employment numbers or their wage levels. But here, the estimated start date was 6/1/23, and the estimated completion date was 5/31/28. There's a few of those that are like that. And, unless you're building a plant, I wouldn't think it would take you 5 years to do something. And then, well, you can go ahead and answer that. But what I'd like to see on these forms, somewhere or another, because a lot of these abatements are old, is when is the termination date on them?
Okay. Well, we will be sure to add that. Yeah, we have a master spread.
You just make a spreadsheet of that. That's no big deal. But kind of explain the 5 year.
Okay, sure, absolutely.
Well, and then the next one, because the next one, the estimated start date was 3/1/17, and the completion date was 3/1/22. Another 5 year. They just giving themselves plenty of time, or?
Absolutely. And so in manufacturing, you have to get a tax abatement approval before you ever start. So the estimated start date time is definitely an estimate. Then they can't even be ordering equipment or anything. I mean, that is part of how the process is set up. Then they're going to be ordering equipment, sometimes from overseas, and it can take them up to 18 months to build that equipment and ship it.
Start. When does their 10-year, 5-year, 30-year, 100-year, when does it begin?
So for real, that's a lot easier to answer. For real property, we keep a spreadsheet, a master spreadsheet of all the records And we and the auditor work together to make sure about that. They get 10 years for that one. But for personal property, it's totally different. They have a huge property list, and then they have a huge, it's the 103 long form. And so when they file their personal property tax returns, they will add what equipment they've done this year. They'll add the new equipment that they add next year, and they roll. So they're not getting, so if they add some in 2017, and they add more in 2018, the 2017 one get the 100% abatement, but the 2018 one don't get any, but then the 2018 will get 100 and the 2017 will only get 90. And those forms are filled out in the assessor's office. Amy in the assessor's office does that, and we work with her. And so they are keeping track of how they roll. So for example, Lone Star, which is not in the city, but Lone Star, they're going to be putting up a $40 million facility. They have just now put on just a minor amount of machinery and equipment, but they reported that so that started theirs, even though they don't have it fully operational by any means. So it is a moving target, and I hate to say that, but the records are in the assessor's office where you're seeing how they're moving and how we're adding 30% on this year, we're adding 30% next year, 20, 20, and 10, or 20, 10 and 10. So that by the end of the time, it might be 100, it will get to 100%. And it's not always what they think they're going to invest with capital investment is not always the same as what they actually do invest with capital investment. So I can show you that with real property very easily. I can't show you that with personal property because it's self-reporting. They self-report that. So even though we track it, we don't know what they're going to report from year to year. So that's why we give them such a big window, because we don't, for Crown, for example, instead of them saying, okay, well, I think we're going to take some equipment from Ohio, move it over here, and that's going to be $5 million, and then next year we're going to take about $950,000, and year 3 we're going to take about $200,000, and year 4 we're going to take another $8 million. We lump those together, so we're not before you all the time. We do them project by project. So with Chiyoda, they did a brand new line with a cross-track. And so when they did that brand new line, I said, lump it all together and then track it. So we will track the progress. And so that's how we do it instead of doing, well, we think we're going to add this machinery this year, but maybe we don't add it until next year. Well, then if you do it project by project, then you've got a much bigger window.
So really, when the council or the city or the county council or anybody else passes an abatement, and we say, well, it's a 5-year abatement. We still may be abating that thing 15 years later, depending on the sequencing of their installation of equipment. That's preposterous.
For real, it's different. Usually with real, they'll build it within 24 months, and then it's rolled off at least usually by 12 months, or 12 years. 10-year abatement, 2 years to build, 12 years roll off. With personal, it's totally different because of the machinery and equipment they keep adding for the project.
So until the real estate project is done, it's not added to the tax?
Until there's a certificate of occupancy with real estate and it goes on the assessor's rolls, then yes.
Okay.
That's when we start the abatement process for real estate.
Okay.
So, yeah. And they've really tightened that up because they've hired an outside consultant now, so now they really know where they're at in the process. So they still take the building permits that Lisa Ziner gets, and they look those over, and then they're like, okay, at the end of this project, if it, then we're gonna get the certificate, we're gonna put it on the real estate rolls, and then that's when our timeline begins.
Okay.
Yep.
Do the personal property abatements, are they impacted at all by the changes with SEA 1?
Yes.
So the existing abatements are impacted too?
These abatements are not.
Okay.
Every company I have here is over 2 million. So these do not.
I see.
We've got one right on the cusp in the county where they are just under the 2 million, and so you've got to check a box in the form, in the form brand new process, and so we're working with them. But in the city, every one of them is over 2 million, and it's not 2 million per project, it is 2 million cumulative total. And so for my 4 companies that we're dealing with, that is correct. They all are well over 2 million, so they're all paying taxes on all of their machinery and equipment.
I see. So if you were under 2 million, you wouldn't even need an abatement because you wouldn't pay taxes?
That's correct.
Okay.
Correct, yeah.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. Unless you were under 2 million and you were getting enough machinery and equipment to push you over.
Sure.
And again, remember, it's self-reporting, so there is not a mechanism out there. I mean, the benefit is we report all of our machinery and equipment because we take that off on our tax returns, our corporate tax returns. So we want the depreciation for corporate tax returns, but we don't want to pay property taxes on it, so it's kind of a, but we don't have the capacity to audit tax returns in order to go and verify, so.
But a few years ago, there was some auditing done.
There was, it's probably been 15 years, I mean,
that long? Okay.
yeah, it's been that long. And it's a very costly process, and yes, since Don's been there, that has not happened as our assessor. And then with the real estate, with the residential tax abatement, there is no personal, it's all real, so, yeah.
Any other questions? So we can start through these? Okay. The first one is Resolution 2026-4, a resolution affirming Chiota USA Corporation of compliance with Statement of Benefits. They have personal property tax abatement on equipment for 15, for 18, for 21, and 22, and then real estate for 2015. So I would entertain a motion on Chiota on this resolution.
So moved.
Second? Second. We have a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I'd like to abstain.
Okay. Vince is going to, did you get that? Yes. Okay. Next one on the agenda is Resolution 2026-5, a resolution affirming Crown Equipment. Let me find Crown Equipment, okay. They have real estate for 17, they have real estate for 23, they have personal property for 17, and personal property for 23. I would entertain a motion, or if anybody has any questions.
I'll make a motion to approve 2026-5.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Anybody abstain? Okay. Next, were you and I, Vince?
Yeah.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is Resolution 2026-6, a resolution affirming Heartland. Let me find it, okay. They had a personal property tax in 2016, personal property tax in 17, personal property tax in 18, and personal property tax in 23. We'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstaining? Okay. Next one is Resolution number 26-7, a resolution affirming Phoenix closure, and they have personal property tax in 11 and personal property tax in 21. Tina makes a motion?
Yeah, I do.
Second?
Second.
Second by Mark. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstaining? Okay. And then 28 is a resolution affirming Indiana Springs North of compliance with statements of benefits.
Indian Springs.
I'm sorry, what did I say, Indiana? Indian Springs, sorry. And theirs is all real estate for 23.
I'll make a motion to approve 2026-8.
We have a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstain? Okay, and then 2026-9, a resolution affirming CNR Quality Rentals LLC, and this is real estate for 24.
If I could ask a quick question, do we still have confirmation they're following the below market rate rental agreement?
Yes, that is correct. I have reconfirmed with them that they are.
Perfect. Oh, really? I missed that. That's great.
And on this one, we don't have any actual costs. It just has proposed, but the project is done, I believe.
Project is done.
Yeah, project is done.
So is it up to 1.3 million?
I can ask them. I don't,
Okay.
yeah. And even actual costs, it doesn't doesn't really matter because assessed value is all that we care about. And so in the assessor's office is, so, and they don't always know those assessed values and they change every year. So, but yes, I will ask them.
Okay, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second? Second, Tina? All in favor, say aye.
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 Anybody opposed or abstaining? Okay.
Signature copies will go around.
Dave, by next week, I'll go to our master spreadsheet and I will share with the whole council where they're at in the real cycle. Can't tell you personal, but I can tell you real.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. Okay, the next item on the agenda is ordinance 2026-4, amendment to the 2026 salary ordinance. So, an ordinance amending ordinance 25-10, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Greencastle, Indiana, establishing wages, salaries, and benefits for 26. So what we're asking is two changes here to our salary ordinance. So, as Dave shared with us everything that's going on in tech review, we got a lot of buildings starting in Greencastle. We've got apartments, we got the pool, we've got DePaul's got several projects, Blackstock being a big project, different things going on over town. Right now, our building inspector is a very, very, very busy guy. And so before, in that area, we at the time had an administrative person that helped with that, and she decided to retire. So we got to talking about it internally and was thinking that it made more sense to not replace somebody as administrative, but to actually hire a building inspector to assist with inspections so we can kind of speed the process up. So they, time is money to these developers and builders. So, they got to look at plans and go out and inspections, and we need to do them timely. And I believe July 1st, there's a new state statute that comes down that we have to have certain things done in a certain amount of time. And at this point in time, with everything we've got going on, I'm not sure we would be in compliance. So instead of hiring an admin person, add a few dollars to that, we're asking to add a building inspector, to hire a building inspector. And then currently, am I correct? Currently, Pat's title is building inspector, and we would change his position to building commissioner. So he would oversee the building inspector. Okay? And then
the building commissioner's pay rate, is it still the same as what it was before?
Yes, there's no changes.
That's what I thought.
Getting rid of the assistant, putting in an inspector.
Correct.
Well, no,
Full-time.
getting rid of yes.
Yes, getting rid of.
Take care of it.
And in the interviews, we've talked with the building inspector candidates that we've interviewed, that there will be some administrative tasks with the permitting and things, but it did not make sense to have, we needed the extra help and hire somebody that can do the inspection. And those folks all report to the city planner.
Does that create any issues with, was the assistant, were they a full-time position, so they're covered by insurance? Because this one will be, right?
This one will be a full-time. Our administrative assistant was part-time.
Okay. We have enough in their budget to cover another full-time
Yeah, we
health
will
insurance
work
for the last
around
half of the
and yeah, we will be able to work around and get that, because honestly, before we get somebody started, second reading next month, we're going to be probably almost in the last quarter of the year. So.
Okay.
And then we'll get that all wrote into a budget, but.
Okay.
And through attrition, people have left, we haven't spent,
Yeah, there's, some departments we haven't spent as much as others, and so we can all make it work. But, yeah, we need additional help. And when you think about, like, the university has 6 projects, and they're all big projects, and our pool project, and then we have just the individual residential things that happen every day, and pool inspection, or, residential pools and all that. So it's a lot, so.
Well, I would make the motion to adopt on first reading ordinance 2026-04.
I'd second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is anybody opposed or abstain? Okay, thank you. And then, let's see. Then the next item is ordinance 2026-5, an ordinance amending section 8-28 of the Greencastle City Code regarding loading zones. And I don't know who dealt with that.
This came about, Michaela and I talked about this. This came about through the Seminary Square project. They're building the big parking lot as a parking garage, but they do need a loading area for, mail delivery for everything. So since we are adding all those other spaces, they have requested that we have 2 loading zone places. We have loading zone spots in other parts of the city.
That was discussed this morning as well.
Oh, was it? Yeah, tech review.
The whole idea of parking on Poplar Street behind the fire department, they're wanting to build the bump outs, and we talked about eliminating parking altogether, and they said, well, that doesn't make sense because one side would be great. The loading zone will be on the south side of the street, but there would still theoretically be parking on the north, which I don't think there is now. But
So right now, these 2 spaces are reserved for the fire department?
that was discussed as well. And so those would be on the south side of Poplar Street? The fire department spaces?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's those 2 exact spaces, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's probably a necessity that something happens there, so.
Well, we could put 2 other spots for the fire department in the parking lot.
But is there parking on the north side of Poplar? It's only on the south side.
Just the south side.
South side.
Yeah.
So in theory, if we eliminated parking on the south side, we could then open it up on the north side and they could pick up their 2 spaces there. Because that's what the engineer was saying, you know, you're going to have your blisters on each end,
Yep.
which protects parked vehicles in a way, because somebody's got to get around the blister anyhow, so that's something we can look at in order to replace those.
With adding those loading parking spaces, more on the north side of that still allow the street to be wide enough for passing traffic.
Well,
It's a very narrow street.
we'll have to get our tape measures out and figure that out.
I don't think they're adding a dock. I think it's
It's
just
just a loading zone.
Just a loading
a
area.
zone for
Which
trash
will-
pickup, for,
It's just 2 spaces.
Be only sporadically.
I don't know if that
needed.
changes things.
From my point of view, as long as we had spots somewhat close by, because that's typically,
They can park in the parking garage.
well, typically we utilize.
Well, I mean, it's their personal vehicles. It's not fire
Yeah.
vehicles. It's their personal vehicles.
And we could even reserve them for them, but
Right, we
they'd be
could.
open.
We actually do use those 2 spots frequently for work apparatus, whenever there's maintenance, and other various objects. I mean, a lot of times whenever we're doing host testing in the back lot, we take over those parking spaces as well, apparatus. So, they're pretty vital to us. They're close to the station.
On June 29th, we have a full-time city engineer coming in here. Maybe that's the first project.
Well, he's already got a first project.
Okay, that'll be the 73rd project that I'll look at. They're going to do it in the first week in July, am I correct?
I think there's more, there's other options as well. I mean, I don't know, further down Poplar, I mean,
Right.
There's the other
Yeah.
side of Poplar by the Elks.
yeah, I mean, if we
You
can
know.
get it, I mean, as long as we're close.
We can reserve 2 spots on the other side, right?
Park apparatus there, it's nice, that's close to the station.
But a lot of times you have employee parking there too, correct?
Yes, we do.
So they can actually park in the garage. Then in the wintertime, their cars are all protected and not snow covered and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could put spaces, reserve fire spaces in our garage.
There's going to be a way to.
Be a good use.
satisfy
Yeah.
Is, would we be holding anything back if we tabled this until we were able to check it out?
I don't think I said.
Really?
I don't know. If you tabled it.
Guess we can do first reading and
Yeah, we do
maybe-
first reading, do the measurements, and come back. That's why we have 2 readings.
So
Yeah.
by between now and then,
So that's what we can
You good
use
with
the
that, Derek?
in-between.
If we do the first reading today, try to find a solution for fire department, and then second reading, hope.
and fire department was at tech review today too. Oh.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
you guys are usually, you guys are always there.
So they have 40 feet long, but they don't have how wide. So, I mean, we're talking box trucks, things like that, that can be,
It's the
you know,
parking spaces, I mean, it's the,
just a stall.
10 feet.
That's bigger than 2 spaces.
Da, da, da.
That's 4
They
spaces.
asked, it's on their plans. I think it's 10 feet wide.
I think what was, now this is clearly the project, I understand, but I think what they proposed, using that alley as something quick unload and in and out type thing, like, the way that they pitched that, it sounded way better than it has currently ended up and enforcing, like, that's not been enforced, they are building multiple times in the past, and they take up that alley for hours at a time.
Who's they? Oh.
It's the alley north.
That's the other
So
one,
I'm just
sorry.
using it as an example, it's not always as it seems, and it doesn't always work out as nicely as it's.
No, and things have a way of changing
Yeah.
through the whole process. So, I mean, that was kind of a new thing for us this morning, but, so yeah, a typical stall is 9 to 10 feet wide, 18 to 20 feet in length. Huh?
Lori says 10 feet.
Of width?
Yes, why?
A lot of them are 9, but 10 is better. So if it's going to be 10 feet, I'll go down tomorrow sometime, hopefully, if I get my yard mowed, and do some measuring off, and just kind of figure out, and take a look at it and see exactly what can be done through there.
In fact, I remember them saying to me, but just a second, it says a little pin right there.
But yeah, we're going to have to do some.
Get some young eyes on it.
But I think it's doable, you know.
That says 40.
Bring over to Michaela. That's really young eyes.
Oh, 7.5.
2010.
But I think you're better off on the north side of the street anyhow, in a way.
Where?
Although it's one way west,
Okay, I
isn't it?
can't see that.
Poplar.
Well, when you point it out.
Yeah. You may have to go through the alley and push Breadworks out of the way.
Well, it's a very wide sidewalk there, maybe we could create kind of like
This is 7.5 feet by 40 feet.
Which side's it wide?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Is it the north or south side that's wide?
Wide, 40 feet long.
Oh, yeah.
See, here's your blisters, your bump outs here that they were talking about.
We might be able to do that.
By 40.
And this is.
Dave, you going to go check it out?
Yeah, this is where they're proposing to put the loading. They didn't even show us this morning.
What's that? 7.5, that's better,
Well,
right?
there's no truck 7.5 feet wide. They're all wider.
Not for many years.
Unless they're on a diet. Which I need to be.
I'm certain they asked 10 in their email. I mean, the site, it's the width of the parking spot.
Parking spots.
They're
I'm going to
asking-
calculate 10.
They're asking for 2 parking spots.
Yeah, yeah.
2 40-foot
yeah.
spots.
The 40 feet I get, but,
Okay.
okay.
Would somebody like to make a motion?
Just first reading.
I'd make
It's just
the
first reading.
motion.
That's why we have 2 readings on ordinances, in case you have to do research in between them.
Make the motion to approve on first reading and plan to do further research before the second reading.
I'll second that.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Okay, finally, the last item.
Aren't you
is
glad you
or-
stayed, Derek? I know we are.
Yeah, that worked out good that you stayed.
Yeah, it did work out.
And you're just getting started.
Okay, ordinance 2026, an ordinance creating special events street closure policy. So Lori, would you like to go through and talk about this ordinance?
Sure. Last year, we talked about this, and the mayor suggested that the Human Relations Committee look at it and come up with some proposals. This is their proposal. The commission looked at a lot of different sample policies from other places, including Evansville and South Bend. And Mark actually sent us the one from Owen County.
Spencer.
Or in Spencer. And actually, that's the one that everybody liked the best. And although we looked at all of them and took little bits and pieces, for the most part, this is very similar to that one. And frankly, a lot of these ordinances are very similar to one another because we all look at each other's ordinances and share information. So, but this was very thorough. Mark liked it and sent it on. So it requires, we've talked about this for years and years about how we need to have a more formalized process because people just come in and we didn't even used to have the application and people would come in and ask, and then we added the application, and then if there's alcohol involved, we require the waiver and all the liability insurance. Well, that's really, it should be for any event. And so this is an improvement on that. So this gives formalized rules for everybody who is requesting a street closure, whether it's downtown or otherwise. You have to apply for I'll hit some of the highlights. This is very long, so I assume you're going to waive reading. So you are required to apply and get a permit. There are conditions where you can the city council can deny it, and it lists those. So this takes away arbitrariness, and the rules apply to everyone equally. The applicant supplies false, misleading information if they willingly fail to comply with the requirements or regulations of this chapter here. The application is untimely. The applicant or event sponsor previously engaged in conduct or activity which resulted in jeopardizing public health, safety, or welfare. The conduct or activity resulting in the denial of the permit will be specified. We have to give the reason. The purpose of the event is proximate to another special event, so you don't have two at the same time that would conflict. And the proposed event would unreasonably disrupt the orderly or safe circulation of traffic, so you can't have them. So if like someone requests one right in front of the fire station. So, and then council may issue a special, and you can always put conditions, but that's what you can do now. And you all have had this for over a month, so I assume you've read it and gone through it. Let's see, special event permits, they have to say the location and the use. There are a lot of things that are in the use section and a lot of rules. Property shall be protected from, the city property has to be protected from damage. Sidewalks cannot be obstructed by booths or displays. You have to have a 3-foot path to comply with ADA accessibility requirements. No vehicles may be driven or parked on the sidewalks. Staking of tents or booths, obviously, we don't want them staked into our cement and our concrete and our asphalt. No smoking, vaping, or illegal drug or alcohol use allowed on city property. They have to comply with door requirements if applicable. Applicants must leave the grounds clean and clear. Applicants may not move or displace displays, trash cans, furniture, or signage, so they can't move our stuff around that's already there. You cannot climb or walk on a statue, fixture, building, or anything like that for an unintended purpose. I don't know what an intended purpose would be. No displays, signs, flags, banners, or decorations may be attached or mounted to the city property. Displaying of any sexually explicit materials as defined by in Indiana Code is prohibited, so that would be against the law anyway. No vendor may sell or display any sexually explicit materials, items, or images on the grounds of the city property. displaying any images of nudity as defined in Indiana code, again, in any format is prohibited. No vendor may sell or display any images of nudity on city property. And then no applicant, vendor, or user may participate in any activity that violates any local ordinance, state, or federal law. It's pretty standard. That's the law anyway. It's just restating the obvious. Conduct on city property should be respectful. Let's see, sorry. 2 pages.
Procedural.
So we go through then the procedure to obtain a permit. We have added a permit fee. There is an expense to the city every time we close a street. Our street department has to be there, has to take the barriers out, has to put them up and then take them down. Just last First Friday, our street department was contacted regarding some lighting issues. Our police are always on call and available during these events. So there are some, as well as administrative costs here at City Hall. So there is a small permit fee. It's very small. The applicant shall execute a liability agreement, or release and liability agreement. That's similar to what we do now. They also have to have insurance. I can tell you that Main Street is already requiring that for each vendor that even comes to First Friday. You have to have this in this amount, no matter how small your little business is. It's $1 million
And do
insurance.
Do they have to pay that fee each time, or is it just a one-time?
It would be for each street closure.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Then approval, applications, it talks about the procedure. It comes to the clerk treasurer. You put the treasurer puts it on your agenda for city council to consider. Clerk treasurer has to do a lot of the administration. It can be revoked if we find for any reason that it was based on fraud, misrepresentation, or false statement. Any violations of the article, city, other applicable state or federal laws. They demonstrate an inability or unwillingness to conduct the special event in accordance with the terms and conditions of this ordinance, or failure to execute the city's indemnification agreement or proof of insurance. So this is pretty standard of what's been happening in other communities. And it's only a $50 fee. There are penalties of not less than $200 and not more than $2,500 per day per violation. And I think that covers.
Did you cover the waiver of the fee?
Covers it, yep. Everyone has to sign our indemnification agreement. And so this was passed on by the commission to you all. And
Hey, Lori, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I just thought of something after thinking about you talking about insurance. Do we make them provide the proof of insurance at the time they request the street closure? Or they need to provide it before they're allowed to do the street closure?
before they can, in the past, our process has been, just get it to us. They don't have to have it before they ask you all, because you might say no, or there might be a conflict, or there might be another time. But we always make sure we have it every single time for the events that we've required it on, and those are the ones that serve alcohol. Now, this would be required
For everything, okay.
But it shouldn't be a problem because, like First Friday, they require it of all their vendors, and
Right.
they have it. So
It's easier to get now, so.
it is easy. It is easier to get that, even not for a small little business.
And if they refuse to provide it, then they won't be able to then have their event. And we would provide them something in writing.
Okay, so right now, all we have is just kind of like an ad hoc sort of a policy where, well, this is what you have to do because that's what you've always had to do.
Yep, so this just
Well, you need a
codifies
policy.
pretty much what we've done all along,
Yeah.
but
Just
Codifies
tightens it up.
it
Tightens
tightens it up and it makes the rules very clear to everyone, what's expected of them.
It should be,
And, yeah, so.
Brings us into the 21st century.
yeah.
You know, and in the past, I remember one where somebody wanted to close their street, and they had a bill outstanding, and so that's not anything we contemplate in this. This is not, that's not,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to comply with this, and we have the ability to revoke it if they violate it.
Great work. Thank you.
I think the committee worked pretty hard on it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Appreciate it. Yep.
I'll make a motion for an ordinance creating a special event street closure policy.
Do we have a motion?
A second?
On the first reading, yeah.
So we have a motion, a second on first reading. Is there any other questions? Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
If you
Anybody
have any
abstaining?
questions, let me know, and I will pass those along to the committee.
Okay,
And
I
think I
guess.
have time to make it to the race.
Okay, so, motion to adjourn.
So, second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.